Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. Today we are going to make the matching strap for these panels for the tote bag that we are making. You'll remember that I just made this a few days ago. I'll have a link for the video down below. And I made one block with you on camera and then I finished the other one off camera. And you can see that they match nicely. You just need to go back and watch that video first and get caught up. So now we are going to make the strap and only the strap today. And I'll show you that when I initially picked the fabrics for these, I just grabbed a bunch of scraps. These are all scraps that I picked that did not end up getting in this. So I'm going to put all those aside. They'll be for another project. These are all the fabrics that did make it in there. So I just kept all of those and I'm going to just pick from here. It doesn't have to be that every single one of these ends up in the strap, but it just gives me a pile to pick from. So now let's get the fabric for the strap. I'm still going to use the same linen that I used for the back of these panels. And you're going to want the strap to be like 42 to 46 inches long. So basically what you want is a piece of fabric that is about 5 inches wide, give or take a little, and anywhere from like 42 to 46 inches long. You decide. All right, I'm gonna turn my, I was gonna say my oven. No, we're not baking this. I'm gonna turn my iron on and I'll be right back. I just quickly pressed my strip and it is certainly not cut straight. I have no fears. So what I'm going to do is I start it somewhere in the center. Then when I go to my machine, I can work on both sides at once, and then I get up and press. So we will just get started. Let's start with this piece. So here's my first piece. On this side, how about I'm going to do, let's not put pink to pink. Let's do this little piece right here. That looks pretty. And then on this side, how about we do, now we're going to just be doing a piece that's going to make our straight line go this way. So I will show you when we cut it, it'll make more sense. So let me just trim this. This one's just going to go like this, and I'll just trim it right now because I don't need that much. And this one is going to go like this. And we go so. So I'm going to start with this piece that I want to end up like this. And just like with the panels, we want there to be enough sticking out that's going to allow us to trim after. So I'm just going to flip it like this, and just like with the panels, I am going to start, well, since we're working off the edge here, I'm just going to start anywhere off the edge, and I'm going to stop my needle where the bottom fabric ends, not where the top fabric ends. I can feel it right under there. Lights, camera, action! Does not matter what color threads you use here. None of it's going to show. Now I'm going to flip and do the other side, and then I'll go press. So I want this piece to be here. So I'm just going to turn it to like that. And I'm going to sew. Now for this one, everything's going right off the edge of the strap. So I'm just going to sew right straight across. Now I'll just be pressing the fabric this way, and then I will open and press back. And I'll see you at the other table. So this is what we have so far. And now this doesn't really need to be trimmed, but I'm gonna go ahead and just trim it. Now, something like this size, I do throw out, even though I hate to. You know what, another thing you can do with scraps this size is you save them and then you use them to stuff stuffed animals that you make. I'm trying to not be 100% hoarder. But I will tell you, I have gone through my trash of scraps and pulled them back out because I regretted throwing an inch square piece away. Okay, so now, just like for the tote, and remember, you need to go watch that video first if you don't know what I'm talking about. This is the piece that I just sewed on. So I look to the side, it needs to follow this line, which would be like that. So I just would want to cut that. And I'm just going to eye it and cut like that. Now I'm going to also cut that little bit of selvage off because I don't like working with the selvage edge. Now let's put a piece here that has like a triangle to it. How about You can cut your scraps to come out the way you want. How about we do that on this side, and then over here, let's do a piece of brown. Ooh, let's do a piece like that. Now, just because I know I don't need the whole thing, I'm going to cut some off here, and that's going to give me a nice line. All right, so I'm going with this piece and this piece. To turn. It's a little bit cumbersome for me only because I have this tripod in my way, but best way to show you. Okay, so I want this piece to go like this, so I'm going to just put right sides together and sew. And again, if you use bigger pieces, this goes faster. Once again, I'm going to press this way to set the seams, and then I will open. I'm not even going to bother to trim. I'll just wait till I trim the whole, around the whole thing. And on this side though, we want a kind of a straight line with this green piece. So I will trim that, and remember, lift your scissors so you don't cut your foundation. Totally saving this. I haven't done this yet. Let's do some of this. And I don't really care about the threads either because that'll all get trimmed off. Let's do a significant size piece just to make it go a little bit faster. So I will be using this here. And now here we have, you know, a point. So let's see. How about I do that? So I'm just going to trim this. I'm going to cut off the selvage. It's going to go this way, and then that's going to give me the edge. Folding it back. And here we go again. Off to press it. At this point, I am going to just finish this in fast speed, and then I will show you what we do after the whole entire strip is covered with fabric. Alright, my entire strap is covered with fabric. With the tote panels, I trimmed them first and then stitched around the edges. With the strap, I like to just stitch along the edge first. Then I'll come back and trim the fabric. So we are just going to start at the corner of our strap, and we're just going to stitch along the edge all the way around. You can use a fairly long stitch if you want for this. Makes it go a little faster. Now that we stitched all around, I don't know if you can see it, we are going to just sit down, rest our backs, and I'm just going to cut all around the strap. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to the ironing board. I am going to fold over, and this is where I can try to like just eye a straight line. I'm going to fold over and press. I'm going to turn it and do it on both sides. You can see I folded down both edges. Now what we're going to do, and there's no stitching, you just ironed that and the fabric stays that way. Now we're going to fold in half. I'm just going to put the two sides together like this, and I'm going to press that down. Now I have folded my strap in half and pressed it all the way down. And we're going to go to the machine and we're going to top stitch along this edge, and then just to make it match, we will top stitch along this edge too. This is the only edge that would actually have to be stitched. But I like to stitch on both sides. Ooh, that's right. Now at this point, thread color counts. So you want to do a thread color that goes good with the entire bag, both top and bottom. I have a pink thread on top. I'm going to use pink. So I just need to spin a pink bobbin and then I will start stitching. So I'm just going to sew all the way down. And I just put my foot to the edge of the fabric. And remember, the end of your strap does not have to come out perfectly even. You don't even have to trim it. About this much of it's going to be tucked inside the tote. Now I'm just going to sew on the other side just to make it match this side. See, when you fold the strap in half, it's so fun to see how the patterns come out. Like, see, this green had a little point. Look, it's just there on the other side. That little point of color, I like it. And it's just like this, there's brown on this side, and when it got folded, it's just so fun. So this is all that we're doing for this video. I just want to show you, those are the 2 panels we made in the previous video that you can go watch. And here's our lovely strap that's going to just match perfectly. It's almost like camouflage, can't even see it. The next video will be the lining and the pockets, and then the last video will be putting it together. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye!